Eric Bischoff goes off on Dave Meltzer for his reported role in the CM Punk AEW fiasco. Thunder Rosa is nearing an in-ring return. Dynamite, we've seen the full bracket has now been revealed for the Grand Slam World Title Eliminator Tournament. Orange Cassidy gives an update on his AEW future after he lost the International Championship to Jon Moxley at All Out. Full Gear receives a makeover, details on that, plus Saraya. We know who her next challenger is going to be, or when we're going to find out indeed who it is going to be. And we have the ratings for Monday's edition of Raw on USA Network. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about Eric Bischoff, shockingly blaming Dave Meltzer for his reported role in the CM Punk AEW fiasco. Now, Eric Bischoff thinks Dave Meltzer is up to his usual tricks. On the latest episode of 83 Weeks, Bischoff and co-host Conrad Thompson dissected recent comments by Meltzer, who said he might have gone too easy on CM Punk when reporting his issues with the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Adam Page. Thompson suggests Meltzer has been getting information from the Bucks, while House of Wrestling's Nick Hausman is getting the CM Punk side of the situation. Quote, I've spent a lot of time shredding, exposing Dave Meltzer for what he is. I'm sick of hearing myself say it, but Dave Meltzer is a horrible, always has been, for the wrestling business, Bischoff said. He noted that he doesn't take either side seriously, but has been a long outspoken critic of Meltzer specifically. Quote, I do believe that Meltzer is horrible for this industry, his behavior, his personality, the flaws in his character, Bischoff continued. For whatever reason, Dave seems to thrive by spreading rumor, innuendo, lies, call them what you want, and usually does so in favor of people he either has a relationship with or wants to have a relationship with. I didn't believe any of the nonsense I heard out of Dave Meltzer with regard to CM Punk. Bischoff believes that Meltzer and his sources are a plague of the business. Quote, they were adding fuel to the fire. I firmly believe that. The Hall of Famer says there's a way to handle things, and Punk didn't handle the backstage drama properly. He also thinks Tony Khan made a mistake by bringing Punk back after his behavior at the All Out Media Scrum in 2022. Quote, I understand how it can happen, Bischoff said, when you've got a piece of garbage like Dave Meltzer constantly stirring things up and presenting his side. According to Bischoff, this behavior is no different than Meltzer's behavior over the last 30 to 40 years, which is why the former WCW president has repeatedly made comments about Meltzer in the past. What do you think about Bischoff's comments? Do they hold weight? Is there an element of truth to them, or does Bischoff just not like Meltzer because some of the things he said and written about him in the past in regards to WCW? Let me know your thoughts, as always, in the comment section below. Now, Thunder Rosa is seemingly nearing an in-ring return for AEW. According to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, Thunder Rosa could be headed back to the ring soon. Fightful Select are reporting that they have been told that Thunder Rosa could return to the ring at almost any time, provided creative is produced for her. Rosa had spoken to some at the past weekend's Starrcast, and sources within AEW indicated that she is ready to return. Whether or not she does imminently remains to be seen. Of course, Rosa has been sidelined for 13 months, last competing in early August 2022. She would forfeit the AEW Women's World Championship ahead of All Out last year. Of late, she's been on Spanish language commentary. She appeared in a backstage segment teasing a return to Collision before the show was announced, but hasn't appeared in an on-screen role since then. So when do you think is the best time for Thunder Rosa to make her in-ring return to AEW? Now, last night, of course, was another episode of Dynamite, and on it, we've got the full bracket for the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. The full bracket for the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament to determine who gets to face MJF at Grand Slam for the championship has now been revealed. On last night, September 6, AEW Dynamite, there was an in-ring promo segment between MJF and Samoa Joe after their encounter at All Out, when Joe attacked MJF after MJF and Adam Cole retained the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championships. MJF told Joe last night that Joe simply wasn't going to hop the line. As announced last week, there was an entire tournament to determine who would get a shot at his title at Grand Slam. Shortly thereafter, Samoa Joe declared he would be entering the tournament shortly before telling MJF he could leave the ring, but then delivering a swift kick in the rear. Fisticuffs then ensued, with Samoa Joe attempting to further injure MJF's neck as he was laid out. In the end, Adam Cole would run out and chase off Samoa Joe to end the attack, but clearly the damage had been done. The two quarterfinals on the left-hand side of the bracket took place on Dynamite last night, with Roderick Strong defeating Trent Beretta and Darby Allin defeating Nick Wayne. The quarterfinals on the right-hand side of the bracket will take place on Friday's Rampage, and those are Jay Lethal versus Penta El Zero Miedo and Samoa Joe versus Jeff Hardy. The two semi-finals will take place on Saturday's Collision, and they'll be Strong versus Darby and Lethal or Penta versus Joe or Hardy. The final of the tournament will take place on next week's Dynamite, and the winner of the final will challenge MJF for the title at Dynamite Grand Slam the week after that. So who do you think is going to win the tournament, and who do you think is going to possibly become the new AEW World Champion when they face MJF? Now, Orange Cassidy has provided an update on his future. Of course, Orange Cassidy dropped the AEW International Championship this past weekend. To open last night's AEW Dynamite, there was a rare in-ring promo from Orange Cassidy, directly addressing his loss at All Out after a record-setting 31 successful title defenses before losing the International Championship. Orange Cassidy dropped a bit of news about his future. While it might have seemed that Cassidy would get a break after his international title run, during which it was a rare week to go by without him having a match, that won't be the case. Cassidy said, quote, "Hey, thank you. So they told me to stay at home, but I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Championship or no championship, I will be here every single week because I am freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy and I do not have a catchphrase." Jon Moxley proved to be the man who ended Orange Cassidy's long reign by defeating him in the main event of All Out. While Moxley entered through the crowd, Orange Cassidy remained at the ramp before leaving and having a stare-off with AR Fox and Darby Allin on their way out as well. Moxley would go on to successfully defend the International Championship in his first title defense last night, defeating AR Fox in that match. Now, we know Full Gear is coming to Los Angeles, California later this year. We've got a bit of a new look. You can see it on the screen right now. AEW Full Gear has gotten a Los Angeles makeover. There is a complete rebrand of AEW Full Gear as the show is set to take place from the historic Kia Forum. The fabulous Forum was a spot for big sporting events and concerts in Los Angeles in the 70s and 80s, and as you can see on the screen, this year's Full Gear branding pay-per-view is paying homage to the vintage vibes. Also featuring the LA Lakers' signature purple and gold color scheme, the Full Gear theming looks reminiscent of the branding of a certain popular Max show, Winning Time, The Rise of the Lakers Dynasty. We'll have to see if Tony Khan has any more Warner Bros. Discovery crossovers planned as AEW heads back to Los Angeles for its annual pay-per-view Full Gear on November 18th. What are your thoughts on the new look for AEW Full Gear? Now, we're going to find out very shortly who is going to be the first challenger for Saraya's AEW Women's World Championship. Saraya will defend her newly won AEW Women's World title at the upcoming Dynamite Grand Slam special, and there are some familiar faces in the running to step up to the plate. After winning her first championship since 2014 at the recent AEW All-In pay-per-view in London, Saraya will defend her title at New York's Arthur Ashe Stadium on September 20 against the winner of an upcoming four-way match. As revealed on the latest episode of AEW Dynamite, Saraya's estranged Outcast teammate Toni Storm will take on Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, and Nyla Rose to determine a new #1 contender for the AEW Women's World title. Storm's recent character shift and transition away from the Outcast continued on Dynamite, failing to remember her actions costing Ruby Soho in her TBS Championship match against Chris Statlander at the All Out pay-per-view in Chicago. Baker, Shida, and Rose were not featured on the September 6th Dynamite, but all three former champions and AEW mainstays remain in the hunt. The title bout between Saraya and the winner of the four-way at Grand Slam would be just the 5th singles match the English star has competed in since debuting on the AEW show, the same AEW show, last year, ending a 6-year hiatus from in-ring competition due to a neck injury and forced retirement. Who do you think Saraya is going to defend the bout against? Let me know your predictions, as always, in the comment section below. Finally, steering back to WWE, coming out of an entertaining Payback Premium Live event, this week's edition of Raw continued a host of storylines and added one fresh face to the Monday Night Raw roster. As revealed by Cody Rhodes at Payback, former tag team champion Jey Uso has been traded to Raw, marking his return to the brand to a raucous ovation on the September 4 episode. The ratings for the show on USA Network have now been revealed by WrestleNomics, with the show watched by 1.704 million viewers on average, which is up 2% from the week prior. In the 18 to 49 key demographic, Raw averaged 673,000 viewers for a 0.52 rating, holding steady from the previous Monday night. This is quite impressive when you consider the episode faced stiff competition from college football, with the clash between Clemson and Duke on ESPN averaging 4.388 million viewers, according to TV Sports Ratings, the only sporting event to topple Raw in the ratings. So despite stiff competition and a holiday weekend, Raw ratings actually improved slightly. But there you go, guys. This is the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.